Good afternoon and welcome to the Joy Stadium, where it's Manchester City against Brighton and Hove Albion in the Barclays Women's Super League. City saw their unbeaten start to the season end at the hands of Arsenal last weekend. They bounced back with a Conti Cup win over Liverpool in midweek and now seek a return to winning ways in the league. Brighton are buoyant after a fine performance against Manchester United, in which they were seconds away from victory until Rachel Williams equalised deep into added time. The Seagulls have a wretched record against Manchester City, though. They've never beaten them in the 9 WSL meetings to date. And before the game, of course, we will have a minute's silence on this Remembrance Sunday. City currently second in the league. Brighton down in 9th after a mixed start. Opening day win over Everton, but then defeats to West Ham, Tottenham and Chelsea before that morale-boosting draw and almost win against City's local rivals United last weekend. Bunny Shaw is shot there, often the goal getter for Manchester City. 2 goals in the league so far this season. Only Rachel Daly got more last season in the league in the Golden Boot race. Gareth Taylor's had a bit of a controversial week, hasn't he, the City manager, after that suggestion that Arsenal manager Jonas Eidevall bullied the 4th official in the match with Arsenal last week. Eidevall demanding an apology. Brighton hoping to get something against Manchester City, which is such a rare thing for them. Just 1 0-0 goal to show from the 9 meetings today. Every other game has ended in defeat. And Manchester City, rather staggeringly, average more than 4 goals a game in their WSL meetings against Brighton. It is one of the most one-sided matchups in the recent history of the WSL. And the players into a huddle will be desperate to keep that fine record going against Brighton this afternoon as they seek to reignite their title charge. So the players and officials gather around the centre circle, adorned by that giant poppy, as the stadium prepares to fall silent on this Remembrance Sunday, commemorating all those who have lost their lives in wartime. Wreaths to be laid by the respective managers. Gareth Taylor on the left of shots and Melissa Phillips of Brighton on the right.
They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning we will remember them.
And so to the team news. Well, Alex Greenwood is still not able to return to the squad due to that concussion she sustained on international duty. There's 2 changes for City. Norway's Julia Blackstad replaces Leila Wahabi at left back, and Sweden's Filippa Angeldal is rewarded for her goal-scoring performance against Liverpool in the Conti Cup in midweek, starting in place of Lauren Hemp. And as for Brighton, they've made 3 changes to that Manchester United match. The captain and former Manchester City player Vicky Losada returns in midfield, as does Portugal international Tatiana Pinto, and China's Lee Mengwen makes only her 2nd WSL start in defence. Up front, Norway striker Elisabeth Terland has scored 5 WSL goals this season. Only Martha Thomas of Tottenham has more with 6. Such an important player, Elisabeth Terland. She's got 71% of Brighton's goals in the league this season, and the players of both teams take the knee to highlight no room for racism or social injustice in football and wider society. Referee Adam Herzeg gets the encounter underway. Manchester City, such a fine record against Brighton in the WSL. 8 wins, 1 draw, and such a fine record in the league this season until defeat to Arsenal, and an early shot off the bar from Chloe Kelly. 20 seconds in, and Chloe Kelly rattles the woodwork from a similar position, in fact, to which she gave City the lead against Liverpool in the Conti Cup in midweek. That was off her left boot on the half volley. This one off her right boot, dropping just onto the crossbar. It could have been a glorious start for Manchester City. Chloe Kelly, 3 WSL goals to her name so far this season, and a couple in midweek in the Conti Cup in that 4-3 win over Liverpool. A much changed team, as is so often the case with most clubs in the Conti Cup, but they got the result they wanted, and they'll want to follow that up with a return to winning ways in the league, and so close to a very early goal. Kennedy back to Keating, who keeps the faith of Gareth Taylor after that error which led to the Arsenal winner last week. She made that stunning penalty save in the match from Kim Little, but it was Keating's error when she came out of her area and misjudged the attempted header that allowed Arsenal to get the winner. Gareth Taylor saying, though, that these things happen and that she has shown so much quality and composure between the sticks for City this season. Still only 19 years old, of course. Chiara Keating, called up to the England squad for those Nations League matches in October. Didn't make it off the bench, as you wouldn't have expected her to. Mary Earps very much the #1 for England, but a bright future ahead for Chiara Keating. Ellie Roebuck is back on the bench this afternoon. She missed out on the Conti Cup match in midweek with an illness, and Sandy McKeever played in the Conti Cup. McKeever, of course, was an England international until last month when she switched allegiance to Scotland and made her debut in that 1-0 defeat to Netherlands last month. Here is Kelly again with the cross in this time. Oh, it almost found its way through to Shaw. Rord gets a shot in, its blocks, comes back to Rord, who has another dig. Mary Fowler picks it up on the far side of the area. Hasegawa to Kennedy. Bright start for City. One shot, a whisker away from Kelly 20 seconds in. And then another foray forward, ending in that double shot from Rord, which was blocked on each occasion. Blackstad to Fowler, who turns really well. Rord plays it back towards Fowler. Bergsvan gets the foot in, but Fowler picks it up again and finds Jill Rord once more. Kelly with a shot saved by Bagley, who had a magnificent weekend last time out against Manchester United, did Sophie Bagley, with a series of saves, and she denies Chloe Kelly on this occasion. Dorisdottir across to her fellow Norwegian Bergsvand. Sweeps it out to the right. Pinto tried to play it through to Turland, who may have strayed offside anyway. City got a foot in to prevent that from happening. Just to give you the full lineups for City: Keating in goal, Morgan, Kennedy, Alexandri and Blackstad across the back line, Roord, Hasegawa and Angeldal in the middle of the park, and Kelly, Shaw and Fowler up top. Brighton, Bagley in goal, Lee, Dorisdottir, Bergsvand and Kullberg. Across the defence, Robinson, Tatiana Pinto, Vicky Losada and Paulina Bremer. I'll just break off because Losada has won it back for Brighton in a promising position. Robinson knocks it in towards Turland, who got the shot in. Great block by Keating. Well, it was a lovely ball in from Robinson, almost drops to Losada. A lovely ball in by Robinson, and Turland did well to get a foot on it, but Keating read it really well to close down the shot and get a vital block in. Well, that is exactly what she would have needed. Well, not the knock on the knee, but the save, the early save after the mistake last weekend would have restored a lot of confidence, I'm sure. But she's in a bit of pain here, Kiara Keating. Match back underway though. Keating appears to be okay. Tatiana Pinto, the Portugal international, picks it up again for Brighton. This is a good response by the visitors. Pinto with the back heel to Losada, who turns and gets a low shot in. Kennedy only half clears it. Back to Pinto, and Keating is there again. A great couple of minutes from the Seagulls, who have been used to coming here over the years and getting absolutely swept away. The series of one-sided scorelines in this fixture strikes fear into the heart of every Albion fan. In fact, not just on Manchester territory, but home or away. So often Manchester City comfortable winners, 6-0 away from home in the first ever meeting back in October 2018. Then there was a 3-0, a 5-0. There's been a 7-1, a 6-0, a 7-2. Just that goalless draw here back in September 2020, the only meeting that Brighton can take any positives from. But they've started this one fairly well in response to the very early effort from Chloe Kelly off the bar. Just 20 seconds in, Kelly also forcing a save from Bagley. But Brighton have come back into it. It's Kelly again, though, now down the right-hand side for City. Morgan plays it short to Hasegawa. Angeldal, great pass to Kelly, whose first touch was a little heavy, and that gave Kullberg the chance to knock it out of play for a City throw. Morgan to take it. Morgan to Shaw, who heads it back to the England squad player, who finds Kelly, but it's gone out of play. Brighton throw to be taken by Kullberg. Karlberg finds Pinto. Turland has fouled Kennedy, and it'll be a City free kick. Adam Hertzeg telling Vicky Lusada to keep her distance as Morgan takes the free kick short to Kennedy. City so often looking for Kelly down this right-hand side to cause Albion problems on the left hand of their defence. Pinto sweeps it forward, but it was never going to be easy for Robinson to get on the end of that. Fowler for Manchester City goes short to Roord, who is unable to hold on to it. Bagley clears. Robinson wins it back for Brighton. Torresdottir to Karlberg. Angeldal. Back to Kennedy. Morgan to Kelly. Kelly knocks it on to Angeldal. Kelly and Angeldal again with the 1-2. Kelly gets the cross in all the way to the back post where Fowler leapt, but it was just over her head. Roord. City's only summer signing, and she's already made a real impact, Jill Roord. Low shot comes in from Kelly, deflects off a Brighton boot and out for a throw-in. Jill Roord signing from Wolfsburg. She played in the Champions League final, as did Brighton's Paulina Bremer. The two of them were Wolfsburg teammates last year. Played in that Champions League final, and Shaw has just caught a Brighton player here. It looked purely accidental, but it did look as though her arm caught Yulia Zigiosi in the face. And so Adam Hertzeg had to go and check on that minor head injury. Drop ball to the team in possession, which was City. Lay Alexandri back to Kennedy. Kelly to Morgan. Morgan tries to dink it over the top towards Shaw. Brighton win it back, but it's good work from Angeldal. Shaw across to Roord. Roord lays it short to Fowler. It was just behind her. Well, after that 2-minute spell for Brighton, it's all City again now, permanently encamped in the Brighton half. Angeldal to Kelly. The pair of them linking up well, and Kelly tries to play it through to Shaw. Torresdottir's done well to push her wide, but Shaw still has it. Short to Morgan. Brighton just can't get the ball back at the moment. Kelly. Plenty of space for Kelly to choose what she's going to do. Knocks it towards the far post, and it's almost onto the head of Angeldal. Roord with the header back across goal. Not sure if she was trying to head it into the goal herself, Roord, or pick out Angeldal at the far post. In the end, it was just over the Swede's head. City coming close again, though. Kelly gives it away to Lasada, back to Kullberg. Zigiotti tries to do too much, gives it away in the middle of the park. Kelly to Morgan, who knocks it through to Rord. Lovely ball by Morgan to Rord. Rord in space now, looks to pull it back. And City still on the attack with Angeldal. Dangerous times for Brighton. Kelly with the cross in, headed away by Lasada. And a free kick won just outside the Brighton box by Blackstad. Kennedy standing over the ball. Joined by Blackstad. Perfect position this to get that ball up and over the wall. Kennedy with the shot, but it's over the bar. Alana Kennedy can hit them. This time hit it just a little too powerfully. Got the up, but didn't quite get the dip to trouble Sophie Bagley. Tatiana Pinto, one of Brighton's numerous summer signings, had a good World Cup for Portugal. Kullberg. Lasada did well to find Bremer. Kullberg again. Too much on that and over the head of Lasada, who applauds Kullberg for the idea, but not the execution. Keating just gets the ball away. Kelly, who must have had more touches in this opening 17.5 minutes than any player on the pitch, you would imagine. He's been heavily involved in that right forward position and the closest of anyone to breaking the deadlock with a left-footed shot off the crossbar in the 20th second of this match. City have largely dominated. Brighton had a little purple patch in which Turland forced a fine save from Keating. Kennedy rolls it out to Kelly. Kennedy to Kelly again. Shaw drops deep, turns Torres Tortilla and wins City the free kick. Scored 6 WSL goals against Brighton, has Bunny Shaw. Had that game back in April of last year when she got 4 against them. And also a brace in the 2-1 win in March of this year. So she very much enjoys playing Brighton, does Khadija Shaw. In comes the free kick and headed away. Fowler picks it up for City. Hasegawa. Fowler and Kelly appear to have swapped wings, at least momentarily. Kelly now over on that left-hand side, having caused so many problems down the right flank. Now going to look and see what she can do from the other side of the pitch. Fowler has space down the right-hand side now. Decent ball from Fowler. It's back at her feet now, the young Australian. Plays the 1-2 with Shaw, gets a shot away and it dips into Bagley's arms. Decent effort from Mary Fowler. Played the 1-2 with Shaw. Knew she had room for the shot. On target, but comfortable for Bagley. Brighton could do with some respite. They rarely venture into the City half. Turland trying to do that right now, but can't quite make it. Bremer come off the referee, so that will have to be a drop ball in Brighton's favour because they had the ball. Pinto. Lasada rather back to Torres Dottir. Across to Bergsvand, who has been wearing the captain's armband in the absence of Lasada. Back to Bagley. Not the greatest clearance by Bagley. But Brighton escape with a throw-in. Torres Dottir back to Bagley. Quarter of the way through the match, halfway through this first half, still goalless. Hasegawa wins the battle with Pinto. Bergsvan's there for Brighton ahead of Roord. Hasegawa charges in to pick it back up for City. Kennedy rolls it out to Fowler. Fowler to Shaw. Still Khadija Shaw. Back to Blackstad. Kennedy. Arrows it out towards Angeldal. So comfortable in possession, this City side. Angeldal knocks it through to Shaw. Almost got the flick on it. Time to run to perfection, did Bunny Shaw. But the ball weighted not quite to perfection, just beyond her. Decent effort this though from Angeldal. And had Shaw connected, you would have bet on that net rustling behind Sophie Bagley. I know we're only in November, but in many ways you can term this a must-win game for City. The big four as they are now can't really afford to drop points in the encounters outside of the games when they're playing each other. And a huge week ahead for Manchester City because they visit Old Trafford next weekend in the Manchester derby. 36,000 tickets already sold for that one, which will be a record attendance for Manchester United women. Brighton, though, have, of course, spoken ambitiously of becoming a Champions League club before too long. Melissa Phillips saying she took the job to make that ambition become reality in the not too distant future. It's not going to happen this season. I don't think anyone would expect that. Kelly gets a shot in and it's just wide of that far post. Chloe Kelly's had such a lively opening quarter to this game. Not far away this time. And it took a nick off a Brighton player because it is a corner to be taken by Angeldal. Towards the far post, comfortable for Bagley. Chloe Kelly does have a decent record against Brighton. 3 goals from her 9 appearances against them. In the WSL for her various clubs. Morgan with the throw. Lasada wins it back off Shaw. Bergsvand through the middle to Pinto. He did really well to knock it out quickly to Robinson. Still Katie Robinson to Lasada. Teases it through towards Pinto, who appeals for the corner and gets the corner. Brighton finally do have some respite. They've been forced back and forced back and forced back, constantly having to defend. City making their inroads, but now Brighton have a corner. Can they take full advantage of it? Bergsvand in there, Bremer too. Turland right on Keating. And Adam Hertzeg's just going to have a word, I think, with Turland and Keating to make sure they don't unfairly impede each other. Big moment this for Brighton. They might not get many chances this afternoon. Corner comes in. Kullberg climbed, but it was over her head. Morgan back to Keating. Alexandri, the City captain, gives it away to Robinson. And Adam Hertzeg, the referee, just wants to check on Tatiana Pinto. Drop ball, throws it to Bergsvand, across to Torres Dottir. She finds Kullberg, who guides it on to Bremer. Bremer tries to dink it over the top of Keating. but drags it wide. The former Manchester City player, Paulina Bremer, had that nightmare debut for the club. Well, it was a dream debut to start with, scoring 18 minutes into her WSL debut for City, but then sustained that serious injury, a broken leg, in the challenge by Gabby George that ruled her out for the rest of the season. Paulina Bremer. Since enjoyed a decent spell with Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga and arriving at Brighton this summer. Keating almost playing it into Bremer's path. Angeldal to Morgan. Across to Hasegawa. Alexandri. Blackstad. Lovely ball by Blackstad through to Roord. Still Jill Roord. Gives it away. Falls to Morgan though. Bremer for Brighton is fouled and it will be a free kick. She was caught by Angeldal. Torresdottir to Bergsvand. To Bagley. Lee Mengwen concedes the throw-in, played it onto Kelly, but it came back onto Lee Mengwen and out for the City throw. Kennedy sweeps it forward to Angeldal, out to Fowler. Fowler with the deep cross towards Shaw. Vital header by Bergsvand. And behind for the City corner. When Khadija Shaw is lurking in that sort of position, you have to defend to perfection, and Bergsvand times her leap just exactly to that. Heads it behind for the City corner. Just over half an hour played. City yet to come any closer than they did after just 20 seconds when Chloe Kelly hit the bar. Shaw wins the header down. Kennedy on the turn wide. Well, Bunny Shaw has that aerial advantage, but she climbed really well here, headed it back towards Kennedy with an acrobatic effort from the Australian. Wide of the target. City happy to be patient in their build-up, always looking for the best option. Given away by Kennedy to Bremer, but she wins the second challenge and sparks City on an attack. Morgan through to Fowler, but Kullberg will get there first. Morgan doesn't give up the ghost and forces Kullberg to scurry back and prevent the corner by knocking it out for a throw. Taken quickly by Fowler to Morgan. Shaw turns really well against Torresdottir. who gets a vital tackle in Maria Torres-Dottir. A slick turn this was from Bunny Shaw after Morgan found her. But Torres-Dottir did really well. She had to get that tackle right or it would have been a penalty. Another corner for City. Angeldal has Kelly coming short. Just over 10 minutes plus added time to play in this first half. Almost dropped to Bunny Shaw over the head of Kennedy. Shaw might have seen it late as Kennedy climbed. Lovely ball by Fowler. Through to Roord, who gets into a stride down that left flank. Roord back to Kennedy. Angeldal. Kelly, who's now back on this right-hand side. Low ball in. Guided away, drops to Hasegawa. Angeldal. To Kelly. Kelly with the shot and off of Torres-Dottir's chest. Back to Kelly though, another low shot in, saved comfortably by Bagley. Well, Torres-Dottir did really well here. Kept her arms in a natural position. The ball struck her torso anyway. Comfortable save for Bagley. Free kick to Brighton. Foul by Shaw on Vicky Losada. The Brighton captain. He's brought so much experience to the Seagulls. Spoke so passionately in the summer upon joining about the responsibility she saw in guiding the young players in the Brighton squad and how she saw so much potential here at the club. So she was so impressed by the vision of Melissa Phillips and the board. Former Arsenal player too, of course, Vicky Losada. FA Cup winner with the Gunners back in 2016. Barcelona, Western New York Flash, also among her former clubs, most recently Roma, a Champions League title with Barcelona. Turland, so dangerous whenever she's in the box, but can't win Brighton a corner on this occasion. Elizabeth Turland. What a start to the season she has had. 2 goals on the opening day against Everton in that 2-1 win. Goal in the 3-1 defeat to Tottenham a couple of weeks later. Also on target against the champions Chelsea in the 4-2 defeat. And then the goal which gave Brighton the lead against Manchester United last weekend, her 5th of the season. Only Martha Thomas of Tottenham with 6 came into this weekend with more. Here's Bremer for Brighton. Decent cross in by Paulina Bremer, but City clear. Losada will pick it up for Albion though. Bergsvand all the way back to Bagley. Shaw continues her run through. Bagley guides it back to Bergsvand, but it's given away as Fowler picks it up. Fowler finds Shaw just about. Shaw tries to tease it through to Kelly. Brighton's back line held firm. Hasegawa. Kennedy to Kelly. Kohlberg gets it away for Brighton. Bremer to Lasada. Bagley gives it away again. Fowler dinks it in towards Shaw. Headed away by Bergsvand. Roord picks it up. Angeldal rattles one off and Bagley's there once more. She's been busy in this first half, has Sophie Bagley. Most of what's come away has been pretty close to her, as it was from Angeldal this time. But she's been alert to everything she's had to face, has Sophie Bagley. Turdand, lovely ball by her, but the return had too much weight on it. Kohlberg tried to send it through to Turland, who may have been offside. Ziggiossi. Lasada. Lovely ball by Lasada to Robinson. Fowler tries to hammer into the corner. Fowler got a boot in. Robinson keeps it in though. Oh, almost drops, and it does in the end drop to Bremer, who swiveled and shot, and Morgan stood firm and got the block in. The cross went over the head of Lasada. And when Bremer spun and shot, Morgan was there to deflect it away. In fact, I think Alexandri got a really vital header just as it was going to drop to Lasada to send it over the Spaniard's head. City break now, though. Roord to Fowler. Still Mary Fowler. Finds Angeldal. Tried to just flick one through to Shaw. Torres Dottir smashes it out of play for the City throw. Just over 2 minutes plus added time at the end of this first half. Been pretty much all City, albeit they haven't had too many clear-cut opportunities. Kennedy to Kelly, who has been the closest, and gets the cross in this time, but it evades all her teammates. Fowler will keep it in on the far side. Kennedy comes short for her, but Fowler goes the other way and whisks it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Bremer now can surge into space down the left-hand flank. Lasada. Out to Robinson. To Pinto, plays it back to the England World Cup squad member. World Cup silver medalist is Katie Robinson. He's on the ball again. Back to Menguin. He backheeled it to Robinson and it went, well, in fact, it was the offside flag that was up. Thought for a moment it had gone out for a throw-in, but the flag was up in the final minute of the first half, plus added time. Toristote almost gave it away to Shaw. Hasegawa, decent footwork to evade Tatiana Pinto's challenge. Fowler looks to take on Lasada, takes it beyond Vicky Lasada into the area. Mary Fowler. Bergsvan got the block in. Just 1 minute of added time. Very rare that we see that little, but there haven't really been any stoppages. 20 seconds of that minute already played. Is there time for one last chance? It's Brighton in possession. They've been largely under the cosh. But they'll be very pleased to get in at half-time, given their terrible record against City and given that City are, of course, one of the giants of the WSL, to get into the break on level terms. A platform certainly to build on for the second half. Adam Hertzeg brings the first half to a close. Brighton have worked hard. City have had the better of it. They've had the one really clear-cut opportunity. But half-time at the Joy Stadium as the players head in to hear the words of their respective managers, Gareth Taylor and Melissa Phillips. It is Manchester City 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. And the best chance of that first half came very, very early on. Chloe Kelly, just 20 seconds in, clipping the bar. Fine effort from her. Lasada swiveled and shot, and it almost dropped to Turland. In the end, it was Tatiana Pinto forcing Keating into the save. Blackstad won a free kick in a promising opportunity position, and Kennedy hit it over the bar. Fowler and Shaw combined here, with Mary Fowler sending one straight down the throat of Sophie Bagley. Angeldal almost picks out Bunny Shaw. And Chloe Kelly not too far away here. Her effort clipping off a Brighton player for a corner. Morgan with a lovely ball through to Shaw, who turned really well, but Toristote timed her challenge to perfection. Kelly with the shot blocked by Toristote, and on the rebound, again, too close to Sophie Bagley. There was another moment for Brighton when Turland got into a dangerous position, but City's defence held firm. Angeldal with the low drive, which Bagley saved comfortably again. So City on top, but Brighton will be pretty happy with their work in that opening half. Do join us again for the second half after the break. Half-time at the Joy Stadium. It's Manchester City 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 0.
Excited, would say nervous, but nervous doesn't really suit me. So yeah, excited. We're passionate about what we're trying to do. We know what we're going after. We know it's going to be tougher than it ever has been. So very excited of what's to come.
I'm feeling really excited and curious in the new season to see how far we'll reach with Chelsea.
What excites me about this team is we've had very little disruption to the current squad. Being able to bring in Jill Roord, who's a top player.
We have a new team together, and I'm really excited to see how we can do in this WSL, and looking forward to it.
We've had a good pre-season so far, 7 new signings who are bedded in well. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we're really pleased with the performance levels. We've had some tough games in pre-season, tested ourselves against European opposition.
I think it's going to be a big step up this year. but I think we're riding the confidence of promotion and we're hoping to really carry it into this year.
I'm looking forward to it. We've obviously got new players in, new manager in, fresh start, so yeah, I'm looking forward to the season starting.
The team goal is to win trophies. Right now we have the cup to give everything for and the league, so of course we want to win trophies this year.
Team goals for the season is to win. We want to be successful, we want to win trophies. We enjoy winning silverware, so that's got to be the aim. We're in it to win it.
We just need to work and improve on what we did well at the end of last season, compete with the top teams and be in and around it.
If we can be even better in the aspects of keeping the ball, be good at dominating the games, doesn't matter if it's top 4, if it's the rest of the league. We want to have our own identity, and so basically just building on that.
I think it's just building on what we did towards the end of last season. We obviously have our internal goals, but as a team we'll be looking to build on what happened last season, yeah.
To be competitive, we want to make sure that we surprise teams, and that doesn't necessarily mean in the obvious ways. It means in the fact that we've got ambition, grit, we want to prove our point, we want to play football. And we want to make sure it's exciting for fans because they've been following us through this journey the last 2 years. So I want to make it just as enjoyable for them again.
Ooh, definitely hard-working.
Ambitious. Is that the right word?
Together.
Quality.
Driven.
Funny.
Passionate.
Togetherness is one word.
I think resilient as well.
Relaxed.
Good people.
Passion.
We love our fans, they're great.
The fans should come down and watch us because we will leave nothing in the tank. We'll put it all out there, we'll work our absolute socks off. So please fans, come and watch us.
We have a good team, we have a team that's passionate. We've got some talented players at this football club, and we're really looking forward to seeing what we can achieve this year.
I really hope that we in Chelsea can put out a show for the fans, play some good football, show some winning mentality, both when it goes good, we want to do it even better, but also when it's not that easy. I think this season will be extremely competitive, and yeah, there's no reason for the fans not to be there.
We're playing against some of the best players in the world, playing against some of the best teams, and it's our chance to make our mark.
The fans should watch Arsenal because we play good football, we play exciting football, we want to score goals and we want to have possession and dominate games.
They rock Walsall time and time again. The support towards last season was arguably one of the best in the division.
So get your tickets now, guys.
Our fans should look out for every new signing that we have made. Really interesting players with different qualities. So yeah, watch out.
Yeah, we're pleased with who we brought in. What we wanted to do with this recruitment was make sure that we added strength and depth competition for places. We needed goals, so Sophie Roman coming in is a big part of that. We're looking forward to seeing how she settles in.
Janice came in. I think she's very composed on the ball, and then I'd also say Deanne Rose because she's got a lot of experience in the league and she's very quick.
As I said, it's a very new look side, a lot of new signings, but I think that's exciting. We're a new look team, but we're excited to show what we can do.
We've obviously got to 5th spot for the first time, so I think what's different is the ambition and drive from the club is, high from us, and hopefully we can do well this year.
New squad, we lost quite a few players last season. We've also got a new manager, so I think our style of play will change. Maybe the formations that we play within that, yeah, so quite a few changes.
Last season was a really tough season, but it was almost just about surviving, whereas now we've got a fresh slate, so everyone's really excited to get going.
Hi, I'm Tatiana Pinto, and this is Get to Know. I think Brighton is the perfect project. The club has such a good vision, and it's a very ambitious club. And I just think I suit here very good. So I'm really happy to join Brighton and looking forward for the next season. Very good. It's very sunny right now in this moment. So I'm really enjoying the time here, knowing a lot of new players, the staff, the club, everything here, but I am feeling very happy in the moment with everyone here. No, in personal, not, but I knew about Pauline, about Vicky, about Robo. That was some few faces that I already saw in other games. So yeah, I'm just very excited to know all of them and to learn a bit from them also. Very good, very close to us, very worried to know our concerns, very close. So very excited to start with the team and to start the league with everyone. Well, that's a good question. No, I think my main goal is to open doors for more Portuguese players coming into the WSL. I think we are very talented players, we just need opportunities. So this is my main goal, and of course have a big impact in the team and help the club to be very successful. So I define myself as a
Hi, I'm Sandy. I'm Kiara, and this is Save Reacts.
Rebecca Welsh takes the first look at the watch, and Chelsea might be able to win it here. It's Sam Kerr. She's clean through.
Oh, right.
Stopped by Roebuck.
Big and strong she is. Made herself big.
This is you.
Stop it.
Nah, Sam, that was a great song.
Oh, thanks.
No wonder like you didn't even just pull off a worldie. Oh, nice. Thanks, Kiki.
We'll watch it again if we have to.
Ropes again.
Ooh.
Oh, this is
I thought this would be the one.
Reaction, and that is a while. She's just so. Nah, she's no. No, that was a great reaction scene.
Yeah, right on the goal line. Alright, this is the other Roebuck show. I remember this one. Yeah, it was like the Chelsea one. Nice Roby.
Great positioning.
I think it was only like 1-0 this game or something.
Yeah, love the facials as well.
She did well to stay up there.
Yeah, I would have been down. Why is she so open?
Yeah, great defending, but we're not ready to judge that, are we? But we shall.
It's all about the save. Great save, Rose. I can't even remember the save that I made. Surely I'm not going to show the goal. Oh. Nice, Kiki. Get out of here. I just get out of my house. Oosh. Sent to the shops. Nice, Key. Same big. Big. And up for the rebounds. Come on. Straight up. Sponsored by Ellie Robot. Oh, nice. Why did that? Yeah, that looked really weird. Ooh, again. Not the punch. Get out of here. We should get out more, shouldn't we? That's you. I don't like that. Even that kit. Oh, I love that kit. Yeah. Nice. Oh, no. I'll tell you what, not to make excuses, but those mitre balls, when they're brand new, are so slippy. Should be catching this, but you know. Ooh, that was great defending by Barry. Yeah. Big up, Barry. Oh, that's it. Oh, lovely. Well, nice. 3 clips between us. Wrapped up.
Here's Mielda, brilliant goal! Maren Mielda.
Welcome back to the Joy Stadium, where we're about to kick off the second half. Manchester City 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Both teams have made a change. You can see for Brighton, Yorlin Carabali entering the fray. She's come on for Tatiana Pinto. And also for Manchester City, Gareth Taylor, who somewhat surprisingly left Lauren Hemp out of the starting lineup. She has come on at the break for Philippa Angeldal. So a change for each side at the break. Lauren Hemp on for Philippa Angeldal, and Yorlin Carabali, the Colombian defender who had such a fine World Cup, for her side, on for the Portugal international Tatiana Pinto. Hints at a change of formation. Brighton, who have never beaten Manchester City, they've lost 8 of the previous 9 meetings. Their only positive result, a goalless draw back in 2020. They're 45 minutes away from equaling that best ever result against City. Who knows, perhaps they can better it. City certainly had the better of the first half, but only really one clear-cut opportunity when Chloe Kelly hit the crossbar just 20 seconds into the match. They had 4 or 5 shots on target, but they were all straight at Sophie Bagley. Brighton's best chance, Elizabeth Turland forcing an early save out of Chiara Keating, who made that mistake at Arsenal last week that led to City's first defeat of the season. But she's acquitted herself well this afternoon, albeit it's been a pretty quiet match so far for the 19-year-old City goalkeeper. She was certainly alert in that early moment when she sprung off her line to block Turland, Brighton's top scorer, with 5 goals. Keating denied her on that occasion. Hasegawa knocks it into the box, headed away. Robinson does well to knock it through to Turland. Kelly wins it back from Kohlberg, and now it's with Mary Fowler. Mengun. City win it back though. Kelly has it now. Kelly finds Hasegawa. Back to Blackstad. Lauren Hemp on at the break for Philippa Angeldal. Hemp has started 3 and come on in 1 of the 5 matches so far in the WSL this season. But having to settle now for a second substitute role of the season, but she's on the ball now, Lauren Hemp, the England international, and knocks it towards that far post, but Shaw gets a header in over the bar. Well, Lauren Hemp making an immediate impact, having come on at the break with the cross for Bunny Shaw, who usually from this kind of position there's only one outcome, but she couldn't keep the header down on this occasion. And Brighton breathe a huge sigh of relief, still goalless. Bagley gives it away to Fowler. Feeds it short to Kelly. He finds Hemp, gets the shot in, blocks. Good start to the second half by Manchester City. Blackstad. So important for City to bounce back from that defeat to Arsenal, which ended their unbeaten start to the WSL season. They did, of course, get a Conti Cup win over Liverpool in midweek, 4-3. But in the league, Gareth Taylor wants an immediate response to that Arsenal defeat, especially with a Manchester derby at Old Trafford to come next weekend. This is the sort of game they have to win. Kelly's through here. She stayed on side. Still Chloe Kelly. Can she get the shot away? She does, but it's blocked by Guro Bergsvand. Brilliant defending by the Norwegian. Kelly just about managed to stay on side. Bergsvand doing really well to stay with her and slide in and knock the ball behind for a corner, which has been taken. Fowler back to Kelly. Kelly with the cross in. Oh, and it's headed away by Kohlberg in a rather risky fashion. Almost in the direction of her own goal. Brighton get away with it though. So in the opening 5 minutes of this second half, we've seen a Bunny Shaw header over the bar and a Chloe Kelly effort blocked by Bergsvand. Hemp, who came on at half time and created that Shaw header with the cross again, drops to Hasegawa. Morgan back to Hasegawa, guides it through to Kelly. Kelly's still there, gets a shot in, and it's saved by Bagley. Shaw, Hasegawa, Morgan with the low drive. Bagley again, it's straight at her once more. She's done well, Bagley, but they've not worked her hard enough. So often they've hit it straight at Sophie Bagley. Her positioning has been spot on, her handling's been perfect, but she's not really been forced to dive at full stretch on any occasion. Alexandri to Keating. Hasegawa to Blackstad. Blackstad through to Raw, who shot nicks off of Bergsvand. And away for a City corner. Well, only twice before have Brighton ever made it to half-time goalless against City. One of them, it ended goalless. One of them ended 6-0. So this game could still end up in any sort of manner. Shaw tries to get the header away. Brighton clear. Kelly on the turn. Again, straight at Bagley. Brighton haven't kept a clean sheet in any of their last 15 away matches in the WSL. 43 goals conceded in that run, winning 2 of those matches, drawing 3 and losing 10. They do, though, usually score, Brighton. And they've got an opportunity here. Robinson almost got on the end of it. Bremer tries to knock it beyond Hasegawa, but Hasegawa read it well and feeds it back to Keating. Lasada tries to play it all the way through to Turland, but City's defence mops it up. It would be quite something if Brighton could follow up that 2-2 draw against Manchester United with another positive result against the other Manchester club. Bunny Shaw looking to change that. Pulls it back to the edge of the area. Roared to Hasegawa. Fowler now. Fowler to Roared to Hasegawa. Morgan to Kelly. Come on City is the cheer from the home fans, trying to rouse their team, who came out all guns blazing in the first 5 minutes of this second half, but Brighton have just managed to get a bit of a foothold. Taken a bit of the pace out of the game. City looking to restore that. We've Roared to Hemp, the half-time substitute. Still Lauren Hemp. Oh, lovely footwork from Hemp. She gets a shot in, but again, as we've seen so often this afternoon, it's straight at Sophie Bagley. Lovely footwork this, though, by the England forward, Lauren Hemp. Did well in some ways to dink that shot out, but it was straight at Sophie Bagley once more. Lasada does really well, Vicky Lasada, and finds Lee Mengwen. Mengwen works room for the shot, but it was always drifting wide. That curling left-footed effort from the China international. Played in all 3 of China's World Cup games, signed for Brighton this summer. China were, of course, in England's group. They couldn't follow England or Denmark through to the round of 16. Blackstad is dispossessed in the middle of the park. And now it's with Robinson. To Zigiotti. But the pass gave Zigiotti too much to do. And Shaw finds Kelly. His shot flicks off of Karabali. And out for the City corner as we approach the hour mark. Still deadlocked at the Joy Stadium. Kelly shorts of Fowler. Fowler with the outswinger has gone all the way through to Kennedy. Appeals for handball. Nothing given. City still in possession. Morgan to Kelly. Kelly with the low ball in. Karabali knocks it behind, but she went down in some pain there. Well, Morgan's shot found its way through to Kelly. She looked to arrow it in low towards shore. Karabali on the stretch, concedes the corner, but is holding her left knee. She came on at the break. The 26-year-old Colombian defender played in every match as Colombia made it all the way to the quarterfinals, where they gave England a real scare before losing 2-1. Also played in every match when Colombia finished the 2022 Copa America as runners-up behind Brazil. She's going to be okay to continue. Yet another City corner. They've not really troubled Brighton from any of them, though. Will that change on this occasion? No, it drops to Lee Mengwen. He finds Robinson, who played a bit of head tennis with herself. Given away, though, and Fowler picks it up for City, who can break in numbers here. And it's with Kelly in a bit of space. Kelly whips it across to Hemp at the far post. Lauren Hemp sliding in, but can only divert it into the outside of the netting. What an opportunity. Oh, you would have bet on her at least hitting the target from there. She's tangled herself in the net, and she looks like she's hurt Lauren Hemp. Well, let's hope the England player is going to be okay here. She may well have hit the woodwork as she slid in, perhaps striking her knee against the post, and that'll be painful. Brighton take the opportunity to have a team talk. Maria Torres-Dottir vocal in that huddle. Fine first hour's work for Brighton against one of the superpowers of the WSL, and they would have expected City to have the lion's share of possession, which they've had. Just as we look back on that, oh yeah, really, that's a painful one for Lauren Hemp, as she slid in to try and get on the end of that. Chloe Kelly, arrow drive across the goal mouth. She's back on her feet, that's good to see. The cheers signalling that Lauren Hemp's going to be okay to continue. Robinson with a rare 4-8 forward, and there was Lauren Hemp back in action and running well after colliding with the post. Hemp to Blackstad. Blackstad with the low cross, straight to Bergsvand. Back now with Hemp. And a foul given against Alexandri. Free kick for the foul on Turland. Double substitution for Brighton, and Jess Park also coming on for Manchester City as Bunny Shaw departs. So Bunny Shaw's staggering record of 6 goals in 3 games against Brighton is not going to be added to. She leaves the pitch for England international Jess Park. For Brighton, Maisie Simons comes on for Vicky Lasada. The number 18, Maisie Simons, and Lee Gyun-min is also coming on for Elizabeth Turland. So both teams losing an attacking threat. Turland, 5 goals for Brighton, their top scorer, second only to Martha Thomas. Elizabeth Turland off. Lee Gyun-min on against her former club, and she does have a really good record herself against City, the club she once played for. She's scored or assisted in all 3 of her previous WSL matches against them, 1 goal and 2 assists. How she would love to add to that this afternoon. Joined Brighton initially on a loan season from City before that became permanent, did Lee Gyun-min. Really important player for Brighton these days, so much experience. 29-year-old Korea Republic forward. Spent the 2020-21 season on loan at Brighton from City before joining them permanently in the summer of 21. Scored 3 goals, scored 1 goal rather in her 3 WSL appearances for City in the 2019-20 season. Did also play for them in the Champions League that year. Only once before have Brighton ever got as far as this, the 64th minute, without having conceded a goal to Manchester City in the 9 previous WSL meetings. And when they did that, it did finish in a goalless draw, which would be a much welcomed result for any team in the WSL away to one of the true giants of the game. But they may feel it could be even better than that. They can continue to hold firm and maybe nick a late chance. Who knows? Pressure on City a bit after that defeat to Arsenal last weekend. Frustration might just be beginning to grow now that we're into the final half hour and it's still deadlocked at the Joy Stadium. City haven't had much joy in front of goal this afternoon. They've had numerous shots, nearly all of them very easy for Sophie Bagley. Gilroyd. Hemp takes on Mengwen. Mengwen times her challenge well at the expense of a throw-in. 25 minutes plus added time to play. Alexandri to Kennedy. He gives it away to Lee Mengwen. City win it straight back though. It's going to go all the way back to Keating. Keating with just the 2 saves to make, the best of them from Turland very early on. Also dropped down low to save one from Tatiana Pinto a couple of moments after that Turland effort. Largely untroubled since then. The 19-year-old Manchester City goalkeeper. So rain beginning to fall pretty heavily at the Joy Stadium. Conditions worsening as this match progresses. Torresdottir gives away the foul. It's taken too quickly, says Adam Herzog. The ball was still moving. Kelly chips it into the area. Fowler wins it back for City. As the rain gets another degree heavier. Kelly. It comes through to Bagley once more. Just a reminder of what Brighton are up against. The full list of their WSL encounters against Manchester City since the first meeting in October 18. They lost 6-0 to Manchester City. Later that season they lost 3-0. The following year, just the one meeting because of the COVID disruption, they lost 5-0. But they're on the charge here with Robinson, who almost picks out lead. Then came that one positive result, a 0-0 draw in September 2020 before a 7-1 defeat the following January. Substitution here as the Dutch defender Kirsten Kasperij enters the fray. Robinson with the cross in. It was Blackstad who was replaced. So Kirsten Kasperij, the Dutch defender, on for Julia Blackstad, who was back in the starting lineup this afternoon at left back. Kasperij. Keating knocks it clear to Kelly. Jill Ward in space. Can she get the shot away again? It's straight to Sophie Bagley. Well, how often have we seen that happen this afternoon? But there haven't been many opportunities clearer than this one. Lovely ball off the outside of the boot from Chloe Kelly. So much space for Jill Ward to attack. But left-footed, a fairly meek effort straight into the midriff of Sophie Bagley. 20 minutes plus added time to play, still goalless. Robinson, heavy touch though given away. Hasegawa to Jess Park. Park plays it short to Kelly. Kelly, she can hit them from here. She does hit it. Oh, just wide of that right hand post. Well, you knew from the moment she picked it up that she had the ability to find the room for the shot. Absolutely fizzed it with the power that few but Chloe Kelly can get on the ball. Hits it so well, but wide of the post on that occasion. The rain just lightening a little, but the pressure growing on Manchester City as the clock ticks on. The next two games, Manchester United away and Tottenham at home before the international break at the start of December. So they're local rivals when the form book goes out the window in a derby of that magnitude, and then a Tottenham team who have started the season absolutely flying. Two really key fixtures coming up. They're all key fixtures, but this one really is a must-win for City on the back of that defeat to Arsenal, and with two really tough fixtures on the horizon. A home game against Brighton is a match which, all respect to the Seagulls, is a team which title contenders really have to win. And Brighton have done so well to make them work so hard, City, this afternoon. And it is still locked at 0-0, approaching the final quarter of an hour. Alexandri back to Keating. This time last week, Brighton were 1-0 up at home to Man United, who then equalised through Ella Toone. Then came what looked like a late winner for Brighton from Guro Bergsvand with a minute to play before Rachel Williams pops up in the 6th minute of added time for the equaliser. 2-2 draw though, good result that for Brighton, and they're building on it so far. Chloe Kelly though looking to change that, takes it beyond Bergsvand, gets the crossing towards Hemp. Really good save on this occasion from Bagley. She is forced into a full stretch dive for perhaps the first time this afternoon, because Lauren Hemp came very close to guiding it in at that post, foot of that post, but Bagley got down to fingertip it behind. Kelly towards the far post, headed away by Bergsvand. Fowler, back to Morgan. Hasegawa. Park with the heavy touch that's sent it out of play for a Brighton throw. Brighton in no hurry to take it. Quarter of an hour plus added time to play. Lee Hyun-min knocks it long for Robinson to give chase. And Robinson's found a way through beyond Alexandri, but it flicks off her arm. And handball's been given against her. Probably the right decision, but it wasn't much that Robinson could do about it. It's unfortunate. She's saying it hit her stomach. Dana Castellanos heads on for Manchester City, the Venezuelan. Jill Raw departing for Dana Castellanos, who started that midweek match against Liverpool in the Conti Cup. Kelly trying to work room for the shot again. Instead, plays it off to Park. Hemp guides it back into the goal mouth. And at the far post, Castellanos, who's been on for less than a minute, just couldn't quite connect. Well, what an introduction that could have been. Lovely ball in from Hemp, just over Kelly's head, and Castellanos did get contact with it, but could only knock it into the side netting. Another change for Brighton, as Charlie Rule, his summer signing, Australian, 20 years old, won the A-League with Sydney last season, replaces Lee Mengwen. Part of a team that won 3 premiership titles in a row for Sydney FC. Along with her fellow Brighton signings this summer, Madison Haley and Mackenzie Hawkesby. Madison Haley on the bench this afternoon. She had a bit of a niggle. It disrupted her training in the week. She did start last weekend, did Madison Haley, against Manchester United, but she hasn't seen any action this afternoon. Charlie Rule on for Brighton for this final 12 minutes plus added time. Hemp. Hemp slides it through to Fowler. Flag stays down. Fowler takes on the shots. Bagley saves it, comes back to Castellanos. And Bagley's been caught by her own player, by Yorlin Karabali. City broke in number here. Hemp slid it through to Fowler, just stayed on side. There were a few arms up from Brighton. Fowler looked for all the world like she was going to pull it back. She took the shot on, and Bagley saved it. Park was first to react and got the shot in on the rebound, and then Karabali, as she flung herself in, the Brighton defender, caught her goalkeeper Sophie Bagley, who's now receiving treatment. Gareth Taylor, it's turning into a really frustrating afternoon for him. To think that Manchester City hit the crossbar 20 seconds into this match through Chloe Kelly. But Melissa Phillips and her Brighton troops have made this a really difficult afternoon for the home side. They've reduced them to snapshots, shots from distance. They've defended as a unit. They've accepted that City were going to have the lion's share of possession and the greater opportunities. And they are just over 10 minutes away now, Brighton, from a really famous result for them, given their terrible record against Manchester City in the WSL. 8 defeats, 1 draw. And time and again, they have shipped goals, heavy defeats. City averaging more than 4 goals a game in this meeting. It is one of the most one-sided in WSL history. But it's still goalless, and it's Brighton who are on the attack. Rule, who's just come on. Short ball through to Lee. Back with Rule. Robinson. Bergsvan to Torres Dottir. Across to Karabali. Brighton just sensing they could go for it here. Bremer slides it in, it's knocked in by Lee! Lee Gyun-min against her former club! Is this going to be a smash and grab for Brighton? They've never beaten Manchester City in the WSL. They're 1-0 up with 10 minutes to play. Lee Gyun-min, the substitute. Well, this was a great run forward by another former City player, Paulina Bremer, with the perfect cross for Lee to snaffle home from 2 yards out. Well, I was saying a goalless draw could be a famous result for Brighton. They might just win this. Is it going to be back-to-back defeats for Gareth Taylor's Manchester City in the WSL. Defeat to Arsenal last time out, a title rival, but few would have expected Brighton to come here and get anything. Brighton 9th at the start of play, Manchester City 2nd, but it's Brighton who lead. The City need to react quickly. Kelly slides it through the legs of Ruel. Chloe Kelly with the cross. It's blocked. Brighton have to defend for their lives now. There's surely going to be a City onslaught in this final 8 minutes plus added time. Robinson wins a free kick. Brighton will eke up every possible second, every chance they get, every dead ball. There'll be no hurry over anything now. A draw at home to Manchester United last weekend. That was very nearly a win. The equaliser coming deep, deep into added time. They'll take nothing for granted. Still a long way to go, given how much added time we usually get these days. But could it be a draw at home to Manchester United, followed by a win away at the former WSL champions Manchester City? What a week that could be for Brighton. There's still time though for City, not just to get a point from this game, but to win it. And here comes Mary Fowler. Fowler with the low shots. It's blocked. And Robinson and Lee try to win it back for Brighton. Simons. Lee appeals for the foul, nothing given. Alexandri to Morgan. You have to blink twice to believe that scoreline. City have had chance after chance, few of them clear cut, but they've ranged shots on Sophie Bagley's goal, many of them comfortable for the Brighton goalkeeper. But somehow, with 6 minutes plus added time to play, it's Brighton who lead at the Joy Stadium. Hemp with a low ball in, almost comes through to Fowler. Kelly slices it, and it's gone all the way back out to Hemp on that right hand side. Hemp again towards the penalty spot. Brighton deal with it well and clear their lines. Robinson. Robinson drives down towards this near corner, and she's won a free kick. Foul by Castellanos. Robinson will go down, seeking a bit of treatment. Well, I mentioned how next up for Manchester City is an away Manchester derby at Old Trafford. It doesn't get any easier for Brighton. They're at home to Arsenal next weekend. But they could well be going into that encounter having taken points off two of the other big four. Manchester United last week in a 2-2 draw, and Manchester City leading this game in the dying minutes. Given away to Ruel, who tries to find Simons. It's back with Robinson, feeds it through to Lee Gyun-min, the goal scorer, the former Manchester City player who has struck a blow into the title hopes of her former club this afternoon. 2 goals and 2 assists now in her 4 WSL appearances against her former club. City are going to be forced to try and win this back in their own corner. Brighton looking to use up as many valuable seconds as possible in this advanced territory. Flag's gone up for offside though. That is rather careless from Brighton. 3 minutes plus added time to play. Comes off Bergsvans for a City throw. Given away by Kennedy. But Brighton can't hold on to it. Lee in space, calling for it. And the flag's gone up though. Another needless, careless offside really from a Brighton perspective. 2 minutes plus added time to play. Keating well out of a goal now. City somehow having to chase a game that they looked in control of for so long. Through now to Chloe Kelly. Kelly back inside. Looks for the moment for the shot. It took a slight deflection, but we have seen that so often this afternoon. But it's gone straight at Sophie Bagley once more. Kelly chose her moment. Low shot in, comfortable for Bagley. Long ball over the top for Brenner, who weighed in with the assist for that Lee Gyun-min goal. Two former City players causing their former club a title race nightmare this afternoon. Into the final minute plus added time. Morgan to Fowler. Fowler out to Hemp. Hemp's short ball to Park, back to Hemp. Hemp again into the area. Finds Kelly. Kelly's shot is blocked. Bergsvans manages to prevent the corner and appeals for the throw. 90 minutes are up. It's all now about how many minutes are going to be added. 7 minutes. 7 minutes of added time. Still time for City to rescue at least a point. Brighton went into added time leading Manchester United a week ago. They had to settle for a 2-2 draw. They know nothing can be taken for granted. Hemp driving at the defence once more. Gets the cross in. It almost flicked into the path of Kelly. Come on City, it's a cry from the home fans again in these closing minutes. Kennedy to Fowler. All the way to the far post where Park was attempting to get contact. there was a vital foot in there from Charlie Rule to knock it behind for a City corner. Almost 2 of the 7 added minutes played. City looking to rescue something here. Kelly with a corner, hangs it up towards the far post, headed back in and Bursvan clears it almost off her own line. Fowler picks it up for City. She works room for the cross in towards Hemp, brings it down really well. Gets the volley in off the bar. It's come off the back of Bagley and somehow that Brighton goal survives. Kelly again, headed away. Drops to Fowler with the volley. Brighton gets bodies in the way once more. Lee finally gets distance on the clearance. Well, so often when you see the ball come off the bar and hit the back of the keeper, it goes into the back of the net. Somehow that hit Bagley's back, but didn't divert into the goal mouth. Is that a foul on Hemp? Referee says no. 3 of the 7 added minutes played. Still Brighton lead. On the cusp of one of their greatest ever WSL results. There's no exaggeration to say that. To win away at Manchester City would be really quite something, but Chloe Kelly looking to change that now. Still Chloe Kelly drags it back towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Kelly with the shot. Bagley stands true and once more palms it behind. Frustrating afternoon for Chloe Kelly, denied time and again by Sophie Bagley. Kirsten Kasperai comes short for the Kelly corner. But is that just a distraction? Is Kelly going to knock this in deep again towards that far post? As Bagley is winded somewhat, not receiving treatment. Lauren Hemp hauls her back onto her feet. City salvage something here. Kelly hangs it up towards the back post. There are appeals for another corner. It is indeed given. they were in control of for so long until Lee Gyun-min gave Brighton an 81st minute lead. Tapping in from close range after Paulina Bremer delivered the perfect low ball into the 6-yard box. Brighton clear once more. We're into added time at the end of 7 added minutes. Hemp drives it in towards Kelly. In fact, it was Kelly to Hemp. And Kelly will take this throw. In fact, she'll leave it. Hasegawa. Is there time for one last chance for City? Kennedy clips it towards Park. Lee tries to get there for Brighton. City forced back into their own half. Kelly tries to take it beyond Kullberg. Done well here, Chloe Kelly. Sarri clears it. Keating is inside now, the Brighton half. And the referee blows the full-time whistle, and Brighton celebrate one of the greatest results in their WSL history. They have delivered a crushing blow to Manchester City's WSL title hopes on the back of their first defeat of the season away to Arsenal last weekend. City have lost on their own patch to a team they've never lost to before in WSL history. 8 wins and a draw against Brighton coming into this one. But this afternoon, their former player, Lee Gyun-min, has poked home an 81st minute winner set up by another former City player, Paulina Bremer. And Brighton have performed the ultimate smash and grab. And in the space of a week, they've taken a point off Manchester United in a game they almost won. Denied maximum points late in added time. But they have followed that up with an even greater result. Victory away to the former WSL champions, Manchester City. What a week for Brighton. What a difficult week for Manchester City. They may have had that Conti Cup group stage win against Liverpool in midweek, but that's been the sandwich filling between 2 really disappointing results. 2-1 away to Arsenal and 1-0 on their own patch to Brighton. And we can have a look back at some of the key moments as Brighton celebrate a famous win. Just 20 seconds in, Chloe Kelly clipping the bar, but City didn't actually come any closer than that. Pinto on the turn, forcing one of few saves from Chiara Keating. Angeldal almost found Bunny Shaw with that through ball. And in the second half, Lauren Hemp on the break couldn't quite get on the end of Kelly's low drive. Jill Ward had perhaps the best opportunity. So much space, sent it straight at Sophie Bagley. Somehow didn't go over the line. On occasion, that Brighton goal led a charmed life. But they defended heroically at times. They defended as a unit and actually did restrict City to shots from distance shots through crowded areas. And Sophie Bagley keeping a magnificent clean sheet. Brighton following up their home draw against Manchester United with one of their finest ever WSL results. Victory away to Manchester City. For Gareth Taylor's Manchester City, a really difficult week. They head in to the Manchester United derby at Old Trafford next weekend on the back of defeats to Arsenal and Brighton. Well, thank you for joining us on what has been a hugely dramatic afternoon at the Joy Stadium, where we have seen one of the shock results in WSL history. It has finished Manchester City 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 1.